Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Welcome in to the NCAA Hoops Hour. It is Friday, March 22nd, 2019. I am the big man on campus. Hope you're having a great Friday morning as we head into day two of the NCAA basketball tournament. I had a very fun day one. What a great day it was yesterday in these games. We'll get into some of the games today, try to find some value, see if I can't knock off and throw you out a little bit of a gem as we head into the weekend. A couple great games yesterday and a couple results that, look, frankly, not a ton surprised by. You look at like a Nevada. I mean, is anyone surprised Nevada lost? I mean, Nevada's fucking been overrated all year. We all know it. You all know it. I know it. Wofford with a big win last night, and I'll tell you what, I was happy with it. I had Wofford last night. A terrific 3-4 minute run by the Terriers to get the job done against Seton Hall. Seton Hall always a scrappy, annoying team that doesn't go away. Wofford put it to them with about 3 or 4 minutes to go, and we're able to get the cover. Welcome in to everyone out there listening. I don't know if there's something wrong with the chat. Usually we have people in here right away chatting, or even before the show. We might be having some chat issues. Who knows? But either way, thanks for checking in. Do me a favor, if you're out there, retweet the show. You know, guys, it's tough to get and maintain the listeners we usually do, just because I put the show on at different times. It's not been on every day. Being around and down in AC, I was having some camera issues and things like that, so I was doing it on Periscope. So I don't know. Hopefully we get it out there to people and people know we're on here. Thanks for checking me out this morning. Should have been 3-0. Yeah, well, it wasn't. You can't, you lose by half a point sometimes. What are you going to do there? Am I going back to DC? No. Why would I go back? I just came home. No, I'm not going back. I've made my bets already, and I have no need to go back. And again, I can bet here as well. It was just nice to be there for a few days and have some fun. The date says 3/22. Well, I'll go ahead and change that right now. I can change that while the video is going on. So I'll go ahead and change that around. But I hope you are all having a good Friday morning wherever you are. It's still early as well, which sucks. We have, people are probably still sleeping. It is very early on the east or on the West Coast, so it's understandable if not everybody's here. But let's get into it. There, I went ahead and changed the date, so that should be good to go. Cincinnati is going to roll Iowa. Well, we'll get into it here. Yeah, I mean, some people are sleeping. Some people are in school, college. Some people work. Again, I mean, not everybody has a regular job like you. Maybe somebody's off today. Could be one of many things. So, we'll do that. Also, guys, make sure you're checking out my bookie. My bookie, one of the best books that you need to get a hold of right now. The time is now to make money in college basketball. Make sure you're doing it at my bookie. They have all sorts of great things to bet on, whether it's horse racing, golf, college hoops, or hockey. You can bet it at my bookie. Bitcoin withdrawals and deposits, some of the quickest people in the business to get you your money. You want to get paid, they're going to get your money quick. Make sure you do it at my bookie. Make sure you support the show, guys. This is a sponsor. You could support the show by joining my bookie now. When you open your account, use promo code BMOC. They'll get you a 50% deposit bonus. So if you deposit $300, they're going to give you $150. Absolutely no questions asked, as long as you put that promo code BMOC in when you open your account. It is only to new accounts, but you get that right away. You can bet it on college hoops today and get in the game now with my bookie, promo code BMOC when you open your new account. Let's start it off here. A couple of shout outs. Brady, 2011, Jordan, David, Frank, Joanne, Bush, Pick Machine, Joe Joyner, Jay, Troy V. Sorry. Who else do we have? Russ B, Hale, David, Andrew, Brad, Ralph, Tim, Kendra, Scott, Lucky, Matt, Buddy, Robbie, Alex. Thought you were staying till Saturday. I don't think I ever said that, but no. I was going to stay till today, but I have to come home. I had to come home and do some things. So I left late last night. I got home around 3 in the morning. Got some sleep a little bit, and then I'm here doing this show. Again, guys, I mean, I don't know how much you guys know about AC, but once you make your bets, I mean, it's really not that great. I mean, you're just watching games on TVs that you would do at home. So, for me, listen, Kendra, obviously you can't see the video. The video is fine. I would go back in and go back out. You've asked about 4 or 5 times. I don't think it's just you. You probably have to go back out and go back in. Let's start and get into some of these games here. We'll try to find some value here on the Friday card. Let's start out with the first game on the card. It is Iowa and Cincinnati. Cincinnati laying 4.5, total 137.5. I kind of forgot Iowa was like even a team to worry about. I mean, Iowa just seemingly had, I know they had a couple wins this year where you're like, well, cool, Iowa had a buzzer-beating win and whatever. But this team lost 4 games to end the season. They only won 1 game in the Big Ten, and now they're going to play a Cincinnati team that's very good on defense. And you look at this Iowa team all season, whenever they stepped up, other than the 1 game against Michigan, against a quality opponent defensively, they didn't have a lot of success. This is a team that lives and dies at getting to the line. That's what Iowa does. They did it when Peter Jock was there. They're doing it with Tyler Cook there. They want to get to the line. This is a Cincinnati team that in the A10, the A10, the American was number 1 in the league as far as limiting fouls. Their free throw attempts to field goal rate defensively was very good, number 1 in the league. This is a good defensive team. And Mick Cronin always can preach defense without fouling. It's just what they do. Defensively, they're very good. We all know offensively at some time this Iowa team, with this Cincinnati team, they struggle to score at times. Sometimes if Jaron Cumberland's not a factor, they're not a factor. But I'm looking at this number at this point. I'm not really interested. I mean, at 4.5, I just think it's too high. I know this is going to be a pace where you'd have to think Cincinnati's going to slow it down. Iowa wants to get it going. I don't love Cincinnati's 3-point defense. I'm kind of off this one at 4.5. It's just getting a bit too high for me. I don't really like it as much. If it was 3.5, then I'd have interest maybe, but or 3. But at 4.5, 5, yeah, I have no interest. Do me a favor, retweet the show on Twitter, please. Great way to get it out to people that maybe don't know we're on. And again, I've been sporadic. I've been putting this on Periscope. I've been putting on, all different sort of things. So I understand if it's, the listener count's not as high as usual. But we'll do what we can here. People watch it on the replay. I'm new to you. Your thoughts shape me going 6-0 over the last 48 hours. Well, I'm glad to hear that, Matt. Thanks for watching. How'd you find us, Matt? How'd you find me? That would be always helpful to learn. Lucas Paff. Last time in Columbus, Iowa lost to Ohio State 90-70. Yeah, I mean, we all know Iowa can't defend. So that's obviously always a big issue for this group. Look, I hate Fred McCaffrey. I've talked about that before. I just feel like the number's just a bit too high for me to get involved. And I'm gonna avoid this one. Let's keep it moving here. Oklahoma and Mississippi. Look, I like Oklahoma. The problem is this is not a particularly good offensive team, and this is not a great matchup for Oklahoma. I don't really like this one. If I'm Oklahoma and I'm looking at this bracket, I mean, Ole Miss is a team that, if you know anything about Kermit Davis, he'll throw out some zones at you. If you can't shoot, you're not going to win. It's just that simple. And The problem with Oklahoma is they're 200th in the country in 2-point offense. They're only shooting 49.6% inside the 2-point range. It's just not good enough if you're if you're Oklahoma. They're going to have to shoot to win this game, and to be honest, I don't think they can. Oklahoma's just an average offense, and defensively, they're going to have to try to stay in this game defensively. I think this game probably is a total that I think it's a bit too high. If I can get 143, I'm going to lean under. I think this is a first to 70 win kind of game. I don't think this is incredibly high possession wise. I think both these teams will kind of feel each other out at the start. You look at on defense, Oklahoma really makes you work for shots. Their possession length on defense is 326 in the country, really making their opponent work, finding a good shot. Mississippi's a good offensive team. They're not a great offensive team. I think you look at both these teams, not particularly high turnover rates either. I don't think we see a ton of runouts. Neither is totally adept at getting to the foul line. I think 143 is a bit high here. Just my thoughts. Not one of my favorite. I don't like either of these games from a heavy perspective. But out of the first two games, if I had to play one, it would be under 143. Adding the fact that this is the tournament as well, I think the under looks okay here at 143. Thanks for watching, Adam. Appreciate it. Adam's at the Mirage. Also, guys, wanted to point this out. I'll show you all later. I got a fucking ticket before I got home last night. Fucking piece of shit cops. It was fucking pouring raining. I get pulled over. I get a fucking ticket. I had the ticket over on my counter. A piece of shit cops gave me a ticket for running a fucking stop sign. And now I got to fucking plead not guilty to that motherfucker. So that wasn't a great start to getting back here. Typical around here. Thanks for watching, Tim. I'm doing very well. Hope you're well as also. What's up, D-Town? Here in Pennsylvania, in Lancaster. Let's keep moving here. Northern Kentucky, Texas Tech. Another tough game. Texas Tech obviously playing at a really high level defensively. And look, when they can shoot, they're very tough to beat. It's just that simple. They're too good on defense. And when their offense is zoned in, I mean, it's going to be hard to beat them. This is a Northern Kentucky team. While I like Drew McDonald, and he could have a big game here, this could be a decent spot for maybe an over. You look at this total at 136, not incredibly high. Texas Tech's gonna score. I mean, Northern Kentucky can't defend. And while I do think that Texas Tech is a great defense, I wonder a bit about Odiase. I don't love him, and when he doesn't play well, they don't normally win. He's got to be good defensively, and a lot of the time he's not in the game or he's out with fouls. Drew McDonald is going to make him work. I mean, Odiase is a slower defender. He's not a guy that's going to be able to get out in the block. I kind of like that matchup for Northern Kentucky, and I feel like they can get to 65 here. I don't think that's out of the question. I think this is like a 77-65 type of game. I think it'll find its way over the number. This is a pretty good Northern Kentucky offense. I mean, they're that good. I think Odiase is a pretty good matchup, pretty bad matchup for them against McDonald. I think he could maybe exploit that and keep them in this game. We've talked about the two ways to stay in games, getting a lot of points, is can you make free throws? Can you get to the line? Can you make those free throws? And can you make threes? This is a Northern Kentucky team that can do that. The 36.5% from three as a team. They get to the line. The problem that I have with Northern Kentucky is a lot of the time when they're getting to the line, they don't make these free throws. This is a team with very little success at the line. Outside of McDonald and Tyler Sharp, they just don't shoot the free throw very well. But I think they could do enough to stay in this game. Numbers come down a little bit. I think people are starting to agree a little bit. Maybe Northern Kentucky can hang around. I don't like it from a side perspective. I think the total has some value. I'd go over 136.5. I think McDonald is a good matchup against Odiase. What's with Back with the video. Yes, back with the video. Yep. Get yourself prepaid legal insurance. I'm not worried about that. I'm going to just go over the batting straight and plead. Plead not guilty. Look, I'm gonna see if there's points involved. If there's points involved, I'm not worried about it. Or if there's no points involved, I'm not worried about it. I'll just pay the fine. But I'm gonna fight it because I don't want to get the points. I don't want it to show up on my record. I don't need the points. What else do we have here? Irvine, Kansas State. This is a trendy upset pick. Everyone loves Irvine. And look, they should. I mean, without Dean Wade, I just don't see where the offense comes for Kansas State. Barry Brown, Diarra, Mawiang, all these guys are going to have big games. This is a great defense if UC Irvine. This UC Irvine's been just terrific at the rim. I mean, they really just don't give much up. If you're Kansas State, you're going to have to win a rock fight. You're going to have to hit some jump shots. I think, again, the under's got to be the play here. The concern with the under is, why is this number going up? That's kind of my concern. Why is this number went up? I mean, this is not – no one's betting the over here if you're a public bettor. This is a weird one to me. Does Kansas State find a way to shoot jump shots and they go 8 for 14 from 3 or something? Why is this number went up? That's kind of my thing here. This is not a high total. 60-58, is going to be right there. 62-60 is a winner. 61-60 is a winner. Why is this number went up? That's my kind of issue. I think it's first to 55 wins. I just don't see where the offense comes from here. Yet. This number's going up. Surprised all of us. You look at tempo here. Kansas State, 342 in tempo. You look at Irvine, tempo, 297. I mean, they're the number 1 2-point defense in the country. Both these teams can defend. It's just that easy. I'm going to say that this is 58-54. Irvine wins. I think they will pull an upset here. I don't know how much. How would I know how much property taxes are? I don't own a home. I have no idea. They're fair, I believe. Fresh Cuts Barbershop in Castle Hill in the Bronx. Welcome in. Rob the Barber's listening. Welcome in. I guess this game could maybe be tight late. It's 57-57. Maybe it goes to overtime. Who knows? But this total's going up, and it shouldn't be, and that's weird. Colgate, Tennessee. I think this is the most interesting basketball game of the day. Colgate and Tennessee, fascinating from a perspective of, will Tennessee be able to handle Colgate? This Colgate team is really good, guys. I know they're not Wofford good, but they're good. They're the best three-point shooting team in college basketball since February 1st. This team can score the ball. Rapolas Ivanauskas is terrific on the block. Jordan Burns is a guy that dropped 35 in his last game. Dropped 20 or more 9 times this year, Jordan Burns. Really good player. Will Raymond, the junior, he can knock down a 3 ball, 45% from 3. This team can gun, man. It's just that simple. Big team as well. 58th in the country in height, big group. Haven't lost since February 2nd. Here's the issue, though, and here's the issue I have with Colgate. How do they deal with such a good basketball team? Because, look, Tennessee's a good basketball team. It's just that simple. One of my frauds have come in. Will the second fraud come in soon? Maybe, but it's not going to be today. They're not going to lose this game. But I look at Colgate and I say to myself, well, all right, I like Colgate a lot. Love Matt Lango as a coach. I think this team's really good. But let's be honest, guys. I mean, who have they really played and stepped up and beaten? No one. That's just the fact. This is a team that lost NJIT, South Florida, Penn State, Pittsburgh. None of those games were really close either. All those losses were by, double digits outside of the NJIT game in the first game of the season. And they lost to Penn State by double digits, lost to Pittsburgh by double digits, lost to South Florida by double digits. Let's pump the brakes a little bit on Colgate hanging in this game and, not losing by more than 15. The thing is here, though, it's number 17 and a half. It's a big number. I've talked before, when you're a team, like look at Yale yesterday, prime example. I had Yale. For me, I was all over Yale because I knew Yale was good enough offensively to maybe warrant a cover late in the game. I didn't think they were going to win, but I thought when I saw 8, I just thought that was too many points. Now, let's be honest, guys. People say, well, they shot 8 for 36 from 3, and 4 of the threes were in the last minute. You're right. Correct. 100%. But Yale's not going to always shoot like that, and Miaione's not going to only make 3 field goals. Yale should have covered. It's that simple. They were a team that played so bad offensively, they were still in the game because they had big shots at the right time. They did the little things. They're not going to shoot that. If they played each other again, Yale may have won. If Oni plays well in that game, Yale may win. They lost by 5, and they played that bad. LSU can't defend. And I look at this game the same way. I think Colgate is good enough to stay within 17 and a half. This is, as I said, a terrific three-point shooting team, 10th in the nation in three-point percentage. They're terrific at the line, 74.3%. Those two things right there, as long as you don't get crushed on the boards, I think you can hang here. I think this is 83, 84, 70, something like that. Tennessee, their big Achilles heel, people, is three-point defense. In conference, guys, this team allowed opponents to shoot 35.5%. You look at on the season, opponents shooting over 34% against this team from 3. Jeff Slaughter, my man, checking in. Thanks for watching, Jeff. Hope you're having a good day, pal. We'll talk to you real soon. Thank you, Matt. Says, support on MyBookie. It's a fantastic book. It definitely is. If you're new around here, make sure you check it out, MyBookie. Get yourself an account now, support the show, and get in the winning formula at MyBookie. Use promo code BMOC. Get yourself a 50% deposit bonus against, again, MyBookie, promo code BMOC. Let's do a few more here, people. I forgot about that. Got to get my prescription. I ran out. Totally forgot about that. Thank you, CVS, for the nice text reminding me. Gardner, Webb, Virginia. This is an interesting one here. Gardner, Webb, can they do the unthinkable? No, they can't. But can they do the unthinkable and hang around in this game? Because we know Gardner, Webb is a pretty good offensive team. But look, the rubber's going to meet the road here for Gardner, Webb. Gardner, Webb, you have to figure if you're Virginia, you want to make this a statement game. You want to find a way to really right the wrongs after last year. It was an embarrassing loss. You look at all the other 1 seed so far. Gonzaga, even Kentucky is a 2. These teams have really left no doubt. And I'd expect Duke, UNC, and Virginia to do the same thing today. All these teams, Gardner Webb might have some early success, as some teams do, but you'd expect Virginia to really kind of shut a team like this down, really kind of be able to stop the easy three-point shots that they would get against a Radford or Longwood or someone like that. This Virginia team's a totally different basketball team. You look at some step-up games for Gardner Webb this year, got crushed by Virginia Tech, got crushed by Virginia Commonwealth, stepped up really very little. Virginia should just be on top of them in this game. I'd expect a much better start here for Virginia than last year. Gardner Webb's going to have to make 23s to win this game. It's not going to happen. I would lay the big number here if I had to. 2 teams straight up for a survivor pool. Who do I trust most that isn't an obvious lock? Who do I trust most? I I don't know. I mean, I think Virginia Tech will win. I don't think there's any chance they lose. They're only laying 10 points. They're not laying 15 or 17. Um, I don't know. I mean, I think Cincinnati will beat Iowa. All right, guys, I'll do a few more here. I'm not going to go over every game. A few more. What else do we have? Oregon, Wisconsin. That's an interesting game. Oregon, Wisconsin. I talked with Greg Peterson about this game. I kind of agree with him a little bit. You look at the Oregon defenders. While they're good down low, they're not really. I just don't really know that they can guard Hap. I mean, those guys are really more like tweeners and guys that like to play on the perimeter. I'm not really sure that they can guard him, which is interesting. They're going to snail this one down. This should be a low-scoring game for sure. You look at Wisconsin right now. Where are they at here? Lane 2, obviously not a great number. Could have got a better one early in the week. A lot of people like this Oregon team. The truth of the matter, all season, they weren't very good. I think Pritzel, King, all those guys, Trice, they're going to slow this game down. You look at the Ducks. I mean, I think the recent success is there, but this is a tough game. You're going to have to not turn the ball over, do the little things. Wisconsin always does. And I just have a real feel that they kind of grind this game down and win a close one and you maybe win 61-56 or something like that. Thoughts on Iowa? Already talked about it. Gun to my head, I guess it's a bit too many points, but not a game I'm betting on. Georgia State, Houston. Yeah, I mean, I've heard this before, and I'll hear it again. I love Ron Hunter, but I just don't really know how Georgia State scored in this game. I mean, Georgia State is a team with pretty good guard play, but you look at for wide parts of the season, and they're pretty dependent on the three-point shot. I mean, 38% of their points come from the three-point line. This is one of the best three-point defenses in the country. For me, I think Houston's going to have to, of course, make Georgia State score in a half court. Not really sure if they can do that. This is a bad free throw shooting team in Georgia State. Just not a great matchup. Houston playing some pretty good basketball for the most part. I think they turn it up here. I think they make a pretty nice run in this tournament. I would lean with laying the points. I think this game sets up a lot like that Purdue Old Dominion game last night. I didn't think Old Dominion would win or even stay too close. I thought they would stay within 10. And look, for the most part, it was like 15. They cut it to 9 with like 4 to go. I think this game will be around the double-digit mark. I think Houston will pull away and win 62, 63-49 or something. I think it's a pretty low-scoring game. I think the total's a bit high at 141.5. I don't think Georgia State does a whole hell of a lot from an offensive perspective in this game. They're going to have to get ungodly hot from 3. And look, again, those are stuff we can't cap. I mean, we really can't cap if a team scores a ton of points. But, yeah, you look at some of the games. Like, you look at Kansas State when they play Kansas State, 71-59. I think that's a pretty decent blueprint for this kind of game. And you look at when they played teams in this conference that are, scored 68 against Texas State. You had some games where they were kind of lower scoring. Texas State scored 59 in the big win. I think this game's slower paced. It's played at Houston's pace, and I think this game stays under. I lean Houston. I think they win like 62, 49 or something. We'll do one or two more here. Liberty, Mississippi State. I don't have much in that one. Liberty's kind of a streaky, sneaky team. In my bracket, I took Mississippi State. I'll do one more. St. Louis, Virginia Tech. Again, they're in this tournament, but you look at one of these games, you say, well, is St. Louis just happy to be there? I mean, because this is a pretty bad matchup against Virginia Tech. St. Louis really doesn't do anything well. I mean, they rebound the ball well, but so does Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech plays great defense. They score a ton. I mean, what does St. Louis really do well? I mean, is there anything they do well? They're the worst foul shooting team in this tournament by a wide margin. And the number one way they score points is getting to the line, but they don't make their free throws. So they're just a weird, wonky offense that's going to have very little success in this tournament. I would lay the points, and I would lay them with confidence. I just don't see where St. Louis and how they score in this game. They can't overpower. Sometimes they can overpower teams and grab rebounds in the A-10. We've talked about the inability of the A-10 to be very big. I think that's one of the reasons St. Louis found a way this year. They're a pretty big team. They have some guys that can get in there and get rebounds. I don't know that this is a great matchup for them against Virginia Tech. I think Virginia Tech finds a way to get the job done and cover here. I think they win by 15. Other than that, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. I didn't want to have a long show today. I really wanted to have about a 30-minute show. I wanted for everyone to be able to get a few good free plays out here and get ready for the tournament. So that's that. We'll wrap this one up. Maybe be on Periscope a little bit later, watching the games. Make sure you subscribe if you're new around here. Make sure you like and comment. And make sure you share the show with your friends. If you think someone might like it, you might like the breakdowns, make sure you support and check those out. Appreciate it, Adam. Thanks, everyone, for watching. I'll be on tomorrow, same time, same place. We'll go over all those games tomorrow as well. If I had to give a free play or two out here, I would probably go with Virginia Tech, and I would go with Houston, Georgia State under 41.5. I'll go with those two as your free plays. Everyone have a great day. Thanks for watching. See you.